Hello, hello, hello. I'm Jay.
Hi, I'm Marie, and you're watching
Lunch break.
Indeed.
And today, we're reading stories from one of our favorite subreddits, Am I Overreacting? Well, am I? Excited, Marie?
As usual, yes.
All right, you could tone it down a little bit. Anyway, let's get into it.
You trying to say that I'm overreacting?
I said let's get into it.
You trying to say that I'm...
Our first story is kind of a crazy one. Am I overreacting? My mom is kicking me out for her new boyfriend. I just turned 18. Must be a hell of a guy. Anyway, let's see what this mess is about.
Sounds nasty.
Yeah. So, I'm 18 years old, and today was probably the worst day of my life. I got this text from my mom about this guy she's been dating recently. It's some new dude who's in town. I've only met him once, and he seemed okay, but I didn't really know him. I don't know much about him at all. They've been dating for a couple of months now, and I guess he wants to move in. I got this text while I was out and just walking around. I post here sometimes, so I'm using a new alt account so I don't accidentally dox myself. But yeah, I don't know what to do. And I'm sitting here crying like a baby. I feel like my life is done. Holy shit, what a way to start a story, huh?
Yeah. At 18, I think it counts as you still teenager, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're legally an adult, but you're still kind of a baby.
Yeah.
Like, when I was 18, I thought I was a man. But, like, looking back at it now, and I'm not saying this in reaction to your story. Like, I don't think you see yourself as an adult. You just turned 18, and you're still quite young, still trying to figure out life. And the last thing you want to hear is that your mom is kicking you out because you're now 18 and she wants her boyfriend to move in. Marie, it gets messier.
Yeah.
So this message that starts from the mom. And that's because he loves me. I don't want to harp on the same point anymore. I deserve love. After being alone raising you for 18 years, it's time for you to leave. He's moving in. We want a blank slate. It's not anything other than it's time. You can get a job now. You have permission. Be free. I'll watch from afar, but when you're living in the high life in your mansion, you'll appreciate this moment. No arguments, okay? You're abandoning me over a guy you just met. Deadass, I just turned 18 and you wouldn't let me work, but now I have to leave for what? I'm speechless. I noticed that line right away. You have my permission to work, essentially. And then OP responds like, you didn't let me work. What am I supposed to leave with? I don't have any money saved up. If I had to leave, like, I don't have money saved up. And I mean, that's a practical response, but that's not even like the emotional part of it, right? This makes no sense. Why do I have to go? Like, where even? I'm going to cover your phone for a month. You'll also be given some food and time today to pack everything. I've done what the law requires. You're 18. I said no arguments. Let's keep this conversation respectful, okay? Or I can let him talk some sense into you if you're not understanding the situation. And then she responds with, wow. Listen, that must be some great meth they're on.
You're goddamn right.
I'm sorry for coming to a snap judgment, but that must be some great fucking meth.
I think the funny thing in this situation, and like I said, funny in quotations, funny. It feels like your mother never loves you and she just raised you just because she doesn't have other choices. And now she finds some dude and she just like, you know what? I don't want you anymore. You can be free. If you don't understand that he can tell, like he can give you a sense of it, this random dude, trust me, you can figure it out. You can figure it out. You can build your life and never talk to your mother because your mother is a piece of shit. I'm sorry, but this person doesn't love you, doesn't respect you, and she did everything she must to do until you were 18. No, being a parent, it's being a parent until your child became old, until you die. And she just like, oh yeah, I find this dude, I like his penis, and I don't need a kid.
I was in a similar kind of situation, and this is the worst advice to give, but it's the only thing I have, and it's just like, figure it out. Like, do you have friends that support you? Do you have family members that support you that can help you get on your feet?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't seem like your mother is giving you too much of a choice on anything. Like, it sucks, but unfortunately, like I said, this isn't the best advice to give. This is just kind of looking at the situation. Like, it's time that you have to figure it out. Like, sometimes there's nothing else you can do. I mean, we could sit here and talk about the mom all day, talk about the boyfriend, talk about how I think they're on meth, which, I mean, this is such a crazy thing to even come across and to deal with. I'll say this. Some of these stories seem like kind of made up. They seem so weird. They seem like that maybe someone put it through AI and it spit something out sometimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
But these kind of statements coming from parents aren't that weird or unheard of. There's parents
often, yeah.
there's parents out there that are like, hey, I only need to raise you until you're 18 and then you're on your own.
Mm-hmm.
And whether or not that's right, like that doesn't matter. Some people just have that belief. Some people were put out themselves at 18 and they feel like, hey, that's how the world works. And as wrong as it is, I feel like sometimes if you're in that situation, that is how your world works and you have to figure it out. And like I said, seek out advice, talk to friends, family, see who you can stay with. You know, since you're like 18 and your mom is kicking you out now, I very much doubt that she took the time to teach you how to be an adult. Most of the time, people who are like real adamant about their kids getting out of the house when they turn 18 don't really spend the time preparing them for that. They're just they're just counting down the days. Look online for advice, find community, join a church if you have to get some type of community or something. Like I wish I had more straightforward advice, but unfortunately, that's all I got.
Everyone deserves love, but does it mean I need to push my child away?
Yeah.
And destroy potentially some kind of, we don't know what relationships do you have with your mother, some kind of, say, pleasant relationship with a child.
I think they're way past that.
But we don't know what was before. But in this situation, it's ruined.
Hey, listen, I'll say this. If the mom is counting down the days and like, hey, you're 18, you need to get out of here, I don't think there's much of a relationship there.
I don't know if it's like I said, I don't feel like it's come from a mother. It feels like she's find this dude, she made him a couple times, and he just like, hey, probably like homeless, and he just like, I dating with you just for a house.
Yeah, hey, listen, I very much believe that. And honestly, I don't believe the mom or the boyfriend made the decision. I think meth did.
Yeah, definitely some kind of influence.
Some kind of influence.
Maybe
sure.
alcohol, we don't know. I'm really sorry for OP because it feels not fair. But honestly, I will say like this. Sometimes shit happens. And sometimes you just can't avoid it.
Well, here's a story that's a little more tame, but still serious in its nature.
Okay.
Am I overreacting? Boyfriend ruined my cup, thinking about leaving.
Only if it was your favorite cup. I think, yeah, you're not overreacting.
I really don't know if I'm being unreasonable or if I'm valid in this. I, 26-year-old female, and my boyfriend, 24-year-old male, have been living together for over a year now. And while he's mostly sweet, there are a few mannerisms I have had issues with, as I'm sure he's had some issue with mine. We're both from the South originally, so we have some strong personalities that sometimes clash. Together, we have worked on those things. One of these things being that if he doesn't always pay attention to my important things and what he's doing with them, be careful with them. I have a $2,000 PC, and he is aware that when he messes with the light switch in our room, it short circuits everything in here, and he's almost ruined my PC twice with his thoughtlessness. Well, the PC sounds a little more serious than the cup. And I don't know if being from the South has much to do with it, but just being two different people, your personalities clash sometimes. But it is important that he is careful with the stuff you value, right?
Yeah, 100%. Like, it can be not expensive thing, but just important for you.
Mm-hmm.
So respect it.
I would leave over the PC. But anyway.
Yeah, that's enough. Twice?
Before we get any more into it, get your electric checked out.
You don't know. Yeah, if turn on and turn off the light can ruin the computer, what else can ruin?
We're about to find out.
Yeah.
Now, there's this cup I have. I've had it for 9 years. It's made 12 different moves with me. I have protected and cared for this cup. It's a beautiful hand-painted cup that my grandmother had made for me to match my first tattoo after I got it done, an underwater scene, and it was truly breathtaking. This morning, I found it in the dishwasher. Ruined. Mind you, over the course of our relationship, I have reminded him repeatedly when he's doing the dishes. Please remember the cup is hand wash only. I've said to him so many times, the last time I did, he actually snapped at me a little, and he knows I don't have to remind him all the time. So I stopped mentioning it, and then boom, this morning happens. I am heartbroken over this cup. It meant the world to me. I've been crying all morning. I've asked him to go to a friend's house because I'm so angry with him. This isn't the first time he's just been thoughtless with my things, but it's the first time he's actually ruined something so special and important to me.
What about to ruin something for really, really special for him, huh? Like ruin something that really, really special for him and say like, oopsies. But if you do this on purpose, we don't know, maybe he did it on purpose.
He's making jokes. He's giving me emotionless and monotone I'm sorries. I had to ask him 3 times to leave, and I think it's because usually when we argue, it isn't this serious and he waits for me to just be okay with him again or waits for me to calm down and accept his apology. It's been 4 hours. I've not calmed down. I want him out of my house and not to come back tonight. I'm honestly considering ending the relationship because of the constant disrespect / uncaring towards my things. When I'm nothing but cautious and careful with his guitars and shit all over the place. Am I overreacting?
Nah.
Yeah, especially since you are like really careful with his things. Like you expect him to hold the same regard he does for your things as he does with his guitars, I'm sure.
What about putting his guitars in a washing machine?
They won't fit, but jokes aside, like 2 wrongs don't make it right.
It's a good story for pretty revenge.
Good story for that's very more than petty, depending on how expensive those are. I don't think you're thinking about breaking up with him over the cup. I think the cup is the metaphorical straw that broke the camel's back. I think you've been dealing with a lot of these frustrations for a long time, as you've mentioned. I don't want to sit here and say like he did it on purpose, like to be malicious. I think he did it out of like laziness. Yeah, I think he probably did this out of laziness, out of not caring. It's probably his turn to wash the dishes and he's like, F it, I'm just going to throw it in.
It's just constant disrespect towards you because your stuff, it's a part of your life and your life, it's you. Especially if you multiple times say that. Please don't do that. Please don't do that.
Yeah, and it sounds like it's just another thing he's waiting for you to get over too. And acting like it's not a big deal. And like asking someone to leave the home, it's a little extreme. But if someone's reacting extremely towards me, I'm at least going to figure out like, hey, like, is this serious? Is this something we need to talk about? You know, even if I'm so oblivious to the fact that I did something wrong, I'm going to be kind of attuned to like, hey, get the hell out of this house. Go to a friend's house. Don't come back tonight. You have every right to break up with him for any reason at all. And it sounds like the cup's not the only reason.
Not overreacting. Maybe a little bit. I'm really sorry for your cup, but at least you know that the person you choose is actually not the exact person for you.
Cup half full situation? Am I overreacting for canceling my cat sitter after she asked if a friend could stay in my apartment? Do we even need to read this?
Probably, yeah. To at least understand what's going on there.
A former neighbor / friend agreed to watch my cat while I'm out of town next week. When she was my neighbor, she used to watch my cat all the time whenever I went out of town. She moved 3 hours away a few months ago, but she told me she would be willing to watch my cat in exchange for staying in my apartment because she likes the area. When I called her to take her up on her offer, I was very clear. No guests in my apartment. She agreed. Last night, she texted asking if a friend could stay on my couch. I've met him once or twice when she brought him around a couple of times when we were neighbors. I don't really know him at all, and I'm not friends with him. And I'm not trying to be judgmental, but I don't want some basically homeless dude sleeping on my couch. The request made me realize I'm uncomfortable with the situation, so I decided to make other arrangements. I feel completely justified. My one and only priority is my cat's safety and happiness, and this exchange really made me uncomfortable and made me realize that I do not trust her to look after my baby. So OP did share some screenshots of a text message exchange with this friend. And like before we get into it, like, no, I don't think you're overreacting at all. You were being cool of like, hey, like you want to visit the area, you moved away. You want to watch my cat. I think this is a really cool exchange. I know you, I trust you. Like she obviously trusts the friend or did up until a certain point. And that certain point is like, hey, can I bring this guy over? Based off of what she said, like she called him kind of homeless. So I don't know if he's this kind of guy that couch surfs.
That's possible.
You know what I mean?
Just the general people that you don't know well stay in your house is a little bit.
That too, for sure. Also, it's so-and-so's birthday on the 15th, and he's been living in a tent in this lady's backyard for the past few months. He's had some financial struggles lately with car and van both broke down. Would you be cool if I have him crash on the couch at your place just for that night? It's going to be cold and possibly raining that night, so I thought it would be kind to offer, totally at your discretion though. Don't want to overstep your boundaries, and I would only have him there that night. Okay, so he's not sort of homeless. He is homeless.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, there's nothing inherently wrong with being down on your luck, being homeless, like living in a rough situation. Totally get that. And I'll even give this friend like credit for like asking and being upfront and transparent about it. She could just totally be like, hey, I'm just going to bring a friend over, not mention any of this shit. But like, I mean, come on. Like, would you ask someone?
That's insane.
Like, really sorry about your friend's situation. I thought it over, and given everything, I'm not comfortable having anyone stay in my apartment right now. I'm feeling protective of my space, so I've decided to make another arrangement for Obi. I appreciate the offer and hope you understand. Wait, so you're saying you're having someone else watch Obi? Can you elaborate so I can just understand the situation? I'll explain briefly. I was clear before that I don't want anyone else in my apartment. When you asked about so-and-so staying, that made me realize I'm not comfortable with this setup anymore. So I decided to go with someone else for Obi. I think she spelled it out pretty clearly the first text.
Time was absolutely understandable.
Yeah, I think OP's friend is just kind of taken aback. Like she didn't, I guess she expected her to be like, yeah, no, totally cool. Have him sleep on the couch, whatever.
Yeah, some dude.
Yeah, make sure he takes off his shoes. You know what I mean? That's crazy. But hey, looks like she handled it pretty well, but let's see what else. Okay, well, I'm not trying to convince you to change your decision. I honor whatever happens, but I hope you understand what I have to say. I asked about your comfortability to do so because you mentioned you didn't want me to have anyone over. It's a specific scenario that I explained as an idea, not a plan. Obviously, you could have just told me no. I would honor your rules. It's unfortunate to find out that you don't trust me. Now I have to go find other arrangements at the last minute for work I have during those dates. No hate, just disappointed. I wish you well. You asked straightforward, you got a straightforward answer. And OP has every right to be like, hey, you know what? I don't want you in my house. No, thank you.
You both being absolutely clear with each other, I believe so. Your friend not bring anyone in your house. They ask. You decide that you don't want anyone in your house. Absolutely, you have a right. And your friend have a right to say like, I am disappointed that I like to do that for you. I ask you about that. And now you tell me not to come. I'm upset.
If I were in OP's position,
Yeah.
in the back of my mind, like especially if I don't have some type of surveillance or something, like a doorbell camera or something like that, I would be thinking like,
What if she's bringing him?
yeah, what if she brings him? And I mean, you could be friends with someone and then not trust their judgment. I don't think that means you think they're a bad person. I think we agree you're not overreacting. You handled that pretty well. Actually, the both of you handled that pretty well. I don't know how much this is going to affect your friendship. So not overreacting.
No, not a little bit.
Well, Marie, those are some Am I Overreacting stories. I hope our viewers enjoyed them. I know I did.
And I did.
And if you have any of your own stories that you want to share with us to see if you're overreacting or not, hit us up on our subreddit r/lunchbreak_GSP.
And of course, don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe on our channel. And don't forget to press notification bell. And see you in the next episode of Lunch Break. Bye.
Bye.